Welcome to Jasmine's Journal. Well, we had a time trying to get on here. I decided to do something new. So we're going to start doing these episodes via video for those that follow. The episodes will still be available on podcast as well, but for all you visual folks, the episodes will now be uploaded onto my YouTube channel. And to get this thing started, I'm starting a new series called the Cosmic Rune Series. And I have somebody special on here with me. Ickiruy, can you please introduce yourself?
Hey, I am Ickiruy. I've been on this magical, mystical path for about 30 years now. And probably been working with the runic energies now for about maybe 17 or 18 years. I started off doing rune divinations. And then once I got a visit from the great god Odin, the god Thor, they both came into my dreams many years ago. And it was like it's time to learn how to harness the energy of the runes. So I'm like, what do you mean harness the energies of them? I'm thinking maybe divination was it. It's like, no, divinations and harnessing the energies are not the same thing. So they guided me on this path of learning how to harness these cosmic runic principles. And I've been reaping the benefits of them ever since.
So just a little history. I met Eric back in Ickiruy, I'm sorry, back in 2018. Um, he taught me how to use runes. I knew nothing about runes. I thought runes were for another race of people. It's a misnomer with that, but he taught me how to use runes to do magic, to program them, to combine them to make sigils and symbols and stuff like that. So some of my most powerful symbols that I've made thus far come from knowledge that I've learned from him when it comes to runes. So can you please give everyone your definition of runes?
Say that one more time.
Can you give everyone your definition of runes?
I just heard, can you give everyone something about the runes?
What is a rune?
The rune is a cosmic force of nature. They've been around since the Atlantean period. If you look at the emerald tablets of Thoth, you see rune inscriptions on those tablets. The Atlantean culture goes back many, many tens of thousands or even further into the distant past. So they are cosmic forces of nature. They're also connected with the Egyptian alphabet, and they're also found in South America. And I just recently discovered that they are also found in Ethiopia some 14,000 years ago. So they're very, very ancient principles, cosmic forces of nature found in Ethiopia, connected with the Egyptian alphabet, found in South America, going back to the Atlantean period. So these are forces that predate culture that they're founding. They're cosmic principles. So they're not to be identified with a particular group of people because every group of people are going to put their color on these principles. For example, you may have the Fehu rune connected with the goddess Freya. You know what I'm saying? The goddess of fertility, abundance, wealth. That is what the principle of Fehu is connected with. But if you go to Egypt, that same runic energy of Fehu is connected with the goddess Heru or the goddess Aset. You go into the Yoruba, it's associated with Erzuli. You know, in certain pantheons, you're going to have gods connected with the runic principle. But you don't necessarily have to work with the gods to rock with the runes because the runes are the power behind the gods. So you can work with the runes independent of working with a particular deity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at the
Okay.
same time, working with a god like Odin or the goddess Freya or Aset or Thoth, they can give you a deeper wisdom of the cosmic runic energies, and also there are runes that are not on the planet that exist that in time they will reveal to you. So that's the benefit of working with deities connected with the runic energies.
Okay. So what are some ways that you can utilize runes?
It's You can utilize runes for everything, from obviously attracting greater wealth into your sphere, for attracting love, for removing curses, hexes, blockages, restoring inner and outer harmony, strengthening your intuition, the right move to make. And it's so funny, I was reluctant or having doubts about even teaching on the runes. And it was the rune Rado that I meditated upon. And working with Rado one night, it guided me to looking at this show on TV called American Gods. So just by the title, I wasn't interested in looking at American Gods. So the first 30 seconds of the introduction, they're talking about Wednesday, aka Odin. And I'm like, wow, there is my confirmation on teaching about the runes. And it comes from actually a runic energy, Rado, which is the energy of guiding you towards the best course of action.
So you're also able to, what I've learned, take runes and you can connect them with all energies, even planetary bodies, sounds, chakras, gods and goddesses, all types of things. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes. However, I recommend if you are a newbie on the path, these are cosmic forces. So I would recommend a person when they're first beginning to work with a single rune at a time. So your system can get, used to certain energy, especially if you're a newbie on the path, you know what I'm saying? But there is a such thing as too much energy. You can overwhelm your nervous system if you try to take on too much. You know what I'm saying?
And that is the dope thing about this series because we're going to be talking about all the runes and just kind of briefly going over them, because each rune, not only do they represent an alphabet, they also have their own meanings and they have their own types of powers. So we will be going over these runes. Um, how has runes shaped and changed your spiritual path working with runes?
Well, you're playing the role like you see in the movies of Harry Potter. You're using cosmic forces to alter your reality. So visualizing the rooms and what I need them to achieve for me is like something out of the movies. You know what I'm saying? If I want protection, I can meditate on Elhaz. I can visualize this cosmic runic energy of protection. Before I go in any store, any business meetings, I got a runic energy already in place. You know what I'm saying? So working with runic energies, first thing in the morning, I'm working with a rune connected with money, usually Fehu or Othala or maybe Sawulo. And that gets my day started with making money, working with these runic energies.
Okay. Um, you mentioned Odin and Thor. Are those the only two Norse gods that you identify with, or are there any other ones that you identify with?
Well, mostly Odin, Thor, and the goddess Freya. Born on Friday, and Freya is connected with Friday. That's a natural fit for me. My first time I ever invoked the goddess Freya, she got really jazzy with me at first. And I connected with her, and she was like, "What do you want from me?" And I was like, "Oh wow, like that's like one of the few deities ever spoke back to me." You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I need a rune of invisibility, and she guided me towards a rune that promotes invisibility. So those three, I mostly work with.
Okay. I think I remember Odin came to you in a dream, correct?
Yes, Odin and Thor.
I
It
remember.
was they showed me the scene. They showed me the scene of like Ragnarok. Like they showed a lot of fighting in that scenery that they showed. But they announced themselves. They were both giants. Thor with his big hammer, and there was a lot of fighting going on. Like they were showing me like the scene from Ragnarok, like the end times or whatever. But they were standing as if they was victorious. So I guess that's good news.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about that some years ago, um, when you started to really work with
Mm-hmm.
Odin. So, I know these episodes. Well, this first episode will not be very long, so I want to take a moment for you to tell people about some of the services that you offer and some of the things that you teach.
Well, the runic readings that I do like a shamanic rune reading. That rune gets into 5 different areas. Whatever your issue is, it gets to the past, the cause of the problem, the present flow of the energies, the future flow of the energies, your challenges related to your question, and the outcome over a specific time period. I also do world tree spreads. That is a 7-part, 7 into what room will help you, what is your guiding room, what lessons you're here to learn, what you need to let go. Runic spread. Those are probably the 2 main, aside from the Celtic rune draw. That's like a 10 rune draw, and it covers all areas of what you got going on. So Mighty Networks is a place where I have a lot of my services posted at.
Okay. And if anyone wanted to
We can
join
share a link to that page.
networks, you can share a link to the page.
Say it again.
So if you're gonna share a link to your Mighty Networks page, correct? And that's where you do a lot of your videos and your teaching.
Yes, yes. Well, Mighty Networks is a platform where I have a lot of information I don't put on my YouTube page. Those are more like specialized runic energies and with Latin incantations. So there's like a paid page or a paid group where I have private YouTube videos set on that page. So there's information that I share that I'm not sharing on YouTube or any other platform.
Okay. So guys, in the description, I'm going to include all of his information, how you can get in contact with like a reading, thing like that, or any of how to get in the Mighty Network. If you are really into doing magic, you're really into runes or anything like this, I would highly recommend it because he has a great teaching you runes. He has a great way of showing you how to do them. He taught me everything I need to know about runes. He helped me realize that I had a knack for runes and learning, creating different sigils and stuff. He kind of showed me that. So very thankful to have Ickiruy as a teacher when it comes to runes as well as a friend. He's very knowledgeable when it comes to spirituality overall. But I would call him a master when it comes to runes because he knows them. Anything else you would like to?
I must say,
What you say?
this. I must say that I remember giving you maybe 3 rooms connected with money, and you created a sigil like really fast, and I was like really impressed by that sigil you made. And I began working with that sigil, and one day I drew it on inscribed it on like a red candle, and I was meditating on this sigil, and I walked up on $100 earlier that day, later on that day. So you two are awesome at working with the runic energies.
Yep, drawn to them. I remember I used that sigil. I actually manifested $10,000 using that sigil. Also, I did apply it. I did apply it visualization and sex magic with myself. Take a, I did have to take like a mission of abstinence where I just kind of did sex magic with myself, and I used a great visualization that rune. I meditated on it. I vibrated on it, and the candle I had, it was scribed into the candle, and it took about 3 months. I manifested $10,000. So that is one of my that was definitely a success. And I still use your protective room. Your protective room is on my altar over my children.
Oftentimes, especially for those new on the path, when you're working with runic energies or any type of magic, oftentimes your spell work may take weeks or even months to manifest, depending on what your desire is. So in the event, whatever your desires don't manifest in 24 hours, you got to stick with it. If it's something you truly desire, you don't give up on it. You stick with it until it shows itself up. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
That's why it's called a ritual. I had to practice it every single day for almost 90 days straight to manifest that.
So I remember one of my students, um, she was working with Fehu for maybe 7 days. And she contacted me and was like, I don't think the runes is for me. I said, what do you mean you don't think the runes are for you? He said, I don't think so. I'm like, what were you trying to manifest? This is in 7 days. Um, a $500,000 house, 2 weeks paid vacation in 7 days. Now, I'm not saying that ain't possible, but you got to be realistic. You know what I'm saying? Something that grand is going to more likely take more than 7 days, but that's not a desire that you run from. You just have to work with the energies a lot longer than 7 days, more likely. So if you got, grand ideas for yourself, you got to give the energies time to work.
Yeah.
So
And
working with the runic energies,
it was a lot,
especially in terms of money.
and that wasn't even I wouldn't even say it was a realistic goal for me. If it didn't happen, I would have understood because 10,000 is a lot, for but I mean, I put a lot of energy into those rituals every day, a great deal of energy. And it did take a lot, but I was able to manifest it. So I haven't tried it since because it took so much energy, but yeah, it does take a great deal of time, patience, and like you said, consistency, which is important to get those done.
Mm-hmm.
So, question, and if you can share, if not, what is the thing you've ever manifested with runes?
You're breaking up pretty good. Now, I didn't hear that question.
What is the greatest thing you've ever manifested with runes?
Oh, man. Well, I don't know. I have some really, it's my intent is higher growth and spiritual evolution right now. So I manifest some really expensive magical and spiritual tools as of late, utilizing runic energies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, Trips, out of state, different other, states or whatever. Sometimes I may not have any money to work with to go travel, and their runic energies come through, and I'm able to travel where I want to travel to in a short amount of time of working with them.
Okay. Okay.
I'm
Well,
thinking I was working with maybe Edwards and Gabo, and I think a pretty good friend named Jazz the Medium shows up as a result of me working with those runic energies. So
yeah. It's funny. I was about you
good
beforehand, and I
things.
found you, and I tried to
Huh?
find you. Came back in contact, and I was like, I gotta do this series with him because everything that I know about runes, you taught me. So why not? You know, why not? Why not do it?
Mm-hmm.
So this is just episode one, guys. We've got so much in store, and I'm talking from learning what the runes mean and what they are, to prosperity, to protection, to love, to everything that you want to talk about. We're going to talk about it on this series. So I'm excited to, I mean, me and you, when we talk on the phone, we can talk, we can go. But I'm excited to actually have a platform where we can put it out there so other people can see some of the conversations that we have regarding runes and stuff like that. You've got so much knowledge to spread. Hey guys, he is also on YouTube too. So he does have a few videos that are open to the public. But if you're looking to learn more and join his mighty networks, that's probably where all his magic is going to happen. You got books in there too.
Yes, I have a book called Celestial Rune Magic. I have a book called Star Magic, and that is working with the seven stars of the Pleiades. I'm teaching how to connect with the seven sisters or the seven stars of the Pleiades, which is chakra system. And I also have some runic energies that one can connect with also in that book. I have one on the 7 essentials of the mind that has rune magic in it. About 6 books I have so far, book on crystals. I have a couple of them in the Mighty Network groups as a gift to those who signed up for the Mighty Networks group. It's only $50. That's a one-time cost. To anyone wants some other level room magic that I have on that page.
I said a few things, everybody. His level of room magic is none like I've ever seen. And I've met with several people who work with rooms and everything. He brings a different look and a different way that he does runes and a different type of magic in the way he works with them. Um, how to correspond energies with his runes. So $50 for a one-time fee to get into a program like that, and he's still going to be added to it. And that I intuit price is going to go up. So if you can get in early while he has it at this price, it's worth it. Until next time, I'm excited to get with you again, Ickiruy. We're going to be doing some more talking about some more things. Next time, we are going to speak about the runes individually. So I look forward to doing that. Until next time, peace.
Peace.